Hello everyone, Catweazle here and welcome back to the channel and to Runebound 3rd edition, the Ascendance of Margath, episode 2. And here we are at the beginning of turn 3. It's a quick reminder where everybody is. Master Thorn, our first player, he's here just south of Exile Peak, and Lyssa, she's here just at the southern end of the Howling Valley. I've had a look. I don't think you actually swap who goes first. It doesn't say that it changes. It just says you pick a first player. So not being able to find the fact that you're supposed to swap round, I'm not going to. But if somebody knows that you are supposed to swap round and Lyssa's supposed to take a go at being first, please let me know. But from what I can see in the rules, you just pick a first player and that's it. So our first player is Master Thorn. So let's get straight into turn 3. And here we are with Master Thorn. As mentioned, he's here, and we're going to try and get him over in this direction. He's got a couple of quests here at Wormwood and Echo Lake. Let's see if we can move him over here. So first of all, his first action is going to be a move action. So let's see what he can roll. And it's not looking good. It is not looking good. So let's get rid of those. Right, we've got a plains, we've got a water and a mountain, and we have got forest and hills. So we'd be pretty funky in going the way we've come. Or we could get down here, we could use the hills, then we could use a plains, and we could use a water to get to the Blackwing Swamp, but that's a combat. So don't particularly fancy that one. And it's just a bit grim. We'll keep the plains, and we'll keep that. We'll just exert. So let's get rid of sense weakness. We'll discard that, and we'll just exert to see if we can get another plains. No, we'll exert again. Get rid of adventurous. And we get a wild, that'll be good enough. Right. So he's got a plains, which will get him here. Then he's got a wild, which will get him to Suvar's Rest. And then, because we're on a road, we can use any terrain, which is why I didn't roll this one, re-roll this one. And because we can use any terrain along a road, we'll just move him here. So that's his first action. His second action is he's going to move again. Let's get him, I could just move him one into here, but he hasn't got enough actions left to flick it anyway. So let's get down here to Wormwood. There is a quest adventure gem here anyway, and there's 2 quests. So we'll just roll 3 more dice. See if he does a bit better. He gets 3 plains now, which is pretty good. So what we're going to do is he's going to move 1, 2. Now, let's use those 2. So he's used those 2 to get there, and he's going to use this forest to move into Wormwood. So let's have a look at that Wormwood quest. So he's still got 1 action left remaining. He's used 2 actions to do movement. I think it's Dragon Tails, isn't it? So we use our final action to explore the Wormwood for this old scholar. So what we've got to do is roll 3 movement dice, and we need at least a forest, and if we get a forest and a wild, we're in business. So let's roll his movement dice again. He's exploring. And now he can't get a forest for love nor money. So he didn't find anything. All that means is, obviously, he can't resolve anything, because if we have a look at the card, he didn't get any of those. It doesn't go away, the quest, it's still there, but he's going to have to stay here and try again if he wants to have a look. But at least he's got to the Wormwood. So that's the end of his turn. He spent two actions on movement and 1 action exploring the Wormwood, and he didn't find a thing. He couldn't see the wood for the trees. Right, next up is Lyssa. And here's Lyssa. What is she going to do? Well, first of all, she's going to train. She's only got one card in her hand. So she's going to pick 3 new skill cards. So it draws up to a hand size, which is 3. And let's have a look at what she gets. So there's Cheap Trick. You may spend an agility to flip your foe's tokens instead of recasting them. That's pretty cool. Defensive Stance, which would cost a combat, and she's got a combat trophy. Once per combat round, you may exert to block 1 damage. Not bad. And Mountaineering. Once per turn, you may spend any terrain die as a mountain or hills symbol. So, okay, we'll keep Defensive Stance and Cheap Trick, and we'll get rid of Mountaineering. So she's got Lady Luck, Defensive Stance, and Cheap Trick. I think then she will actually learn Lady Luck. We can do this for free, so this isn't going to cost an action. Training costs an action to pull the cards up to your hand size, but actually learning something, I don't think that costs an action. So we're going to spend a social trophy, and we shall spend that combat trophy, I think. Oh no, we need that for Defensive Stance. So actually, we won't do Lady Luck first, we'll do Defensive Stance first. So we'll spend that combat trophy. We'll get Defensive Stance. I think you can learn more than 1. So let's spend those 2 as well, and we'll learn Lady Luck as well. It doesn't say you can't learn more than 1 at a time. So if you can't do that, give us a shout, and I'll just learn Defensive Stance and save Lady Luck for later. But as it doesn't cost an action to actually to learn these skills, then I can't see why I can't spend all my trophies and learn 2. So she's got Defensive Stance and Lady Luck now. So that's her first action. Her second action is, well, she may as well move. She could train again. In fact, should she train again? Yes, she'll train again, because she's still only got 1 card now. She's only got Cheap Trick now. You can do as many actions as you want again. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, she's trained again. And she's come up with Adrenaline. Whenever you engage a foe, you may draw 2 skills and ignore your maximum hand size for the rest of the combat. That's not bad. Counter Charm. Whenever your foe triggers a surge ability, before it resolves, deal your foe 1 magic damage. And Inner Fire. Once per combat round, as a combat action, you may exert to trigger the surge ability on your hero. This allows you to trigger that surge ability more than once per combat round. Ooh, that's pretty good. What's her surge ability? Stalk Prey. Explore to deal 1 combat damage for each terrain symbol you roll that matches your hex. That's not bad. So we've got these 3 and Cheap Trick. You may spend an agility to flip your... We'll keep Cheap Trick. I think that's quite good. We shall keep Inner Fire. And I think we'll get rid of Counter Charm. We'll keep the other 3. We'll keep Adrenaline, Inner Fire and Cheap Trick. So that's pretty cool. So she's back up to 3 in her hand, which is good. The 2 that she learned, Defensive Stance and Lady Luck, they are a mind and a body. So she can learn one more of those because she's got 2 mind and 2 body. So she can only learn one more of those each, but she can still learn 2 spirit-based skills. Right, so that's her second action, so she's trained twice. And she'll move. For her last action, she shall move. So 3 dice. And let's try and get her down this way. Possibly towards Brightvale, which is just a bit down here. See if perhaps we can do that story quest at some point. So what's she got? So we have a mountains and a water. We have a plains. And we have a wild. So we can't really use that one. I don't really want to exert. So she'll just use these 2 and just get into the northern eaves of Tanglewood. So that's it for her 3 actions. She trained twice and learnt a couple of skills, and then she moved here to Tanglewood. Right, so that's it for turn 3. Let's move down the act track. And here we are. Move that down here. There's nothing on the track here, so we don't have to do anything. So let's get straight into turn 4 and back to Master Thorn. And here we are with Master Thorn. What's he going to do? Well, he's going to search in Wormwood again. He's going to try and find this wise old woman. So he gets his 3 dice to explore. Remember, we need at least a forest. Ideally, we need a forest and a wild symbol. Come on. Oh, he's got 1 forest. 1 dice fell out. Yay! So he got a forest and he got a wild. So let's have a look at Dragon Tales again. So that's the second. We've resolved the second outcome. Encounter a juvenile dragon. Gain 1 law. Then, if you have at least 3 law, you may move to any hex. I suppose that's the dragon giving you a lift. But he doesn't have any law, so he's only going to gain 1 law. But that's cool. So we can discard that now. Oh, we get it as a trophy. So he gets his first trophy. So pretty cool. So he's got a social trophy and he gets 1 law token. So he's beginning to catch up, is the lad. Nice one. Right, so that's his first action and he has done the quest. Let's get rid of the marker. Cool. What's he going to do for his next action? Well, let's move, I think. Let's just check. Did he have to use an action? Yeah, he explored Wormwood for the action, so that's fine. So he's got 2 left. Right, he's going to move. Now, he could move here, but he'd only have 1 action left then, so we won't be able to flick it. So let's see if you can get to Echo Lake. If you can get to Echo Lake, then you can try and do that second quest. Come on. Ooh. So what he's got there is he doesn't have a water, unfortunately. So he can move here. He'll just move 1. He could have done that anyway, couldn't he, really? But we could go across the bridge here, but we do want to stay round here. So actually he'll just move on there. He'll move on there and he can't flick it. So he's got 1 action left. And what he's going to do with his final action, because he can't flip that, he's actually going to train, because he exerted and lost 2 cards. He's only got Puppet Master and Battle Sorcery left. So he'll draw another 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what he's drawn. He's drawn the Well of Power, which gains 1 spirit. It's pretty cool. And it only costs 1. That'd get him up to 3 spirit. That's useful. Raised in the Wild. You may adventure by spending 1 action instead of 2 actions. Wow, that's brilliant. So, you know, every time he flips over an adventure gem, it only cost him 1 action instead of 2. Definitely keep that one, I think. 1 step ahead. Whenever a story card is drawn, before it resolves, you may test Mind to move up to 5 hexes. That's brilliant as well. Honed Instincts. If you roll a wild while questing, you can resolve any outcome on that quest as if you had rolled its requirements. Well, I think we can get rid of that one. Those two, I like those two. 1 step ahead and Raised in the Wild. I still like Puppet Master, so we'll keep that. That could come in very useful. And what's the rest? Oh, we won't keep Raised in the Wild, actually. It's a body, and you can't learn any body ones. That's a pity. Keeping Battle Sorcery. And so Raised in the Wild's no good. Put that back. So it's either Honed Instincts or Well of Power. Keep Well of Power. It's quite easy to get and it'll give him an extra spirit and put him up to 3. Honed Instincts is okay, but I think this will come in useful earlier, so we'll keep that one. In fact, it's going to come in useful right now. So, he's trained. It doesn't take an action to learn anything. He's going to learn this. Because he got his trophy from completing the quest. Well, let's get rid of that. Let's discard it. So, he's now got Well of Power and his spirit is now 3. So that's great. He's up to 3 spirit. Brilliant. So if it does any spirit tests, we get to pull 3 skill cards. Right, so that's it. That was his final action. So next up is Lyssa, and she's in Tanglewood. And here's Lyssa. I think the first thing she's going to do is move. Now this is a combat. Don't fancy combat, like I say, till we get some weapons. You know what I've missed? You know what I've missed? That's a river, isn't it? That is a river. And I had to move across it. I don't think she got a river symbol. I really don't think she got a water symbol when she rolled. So, sorry about that. Mr. Magoo moment. I've only just spotted it. So, what we'll do is we'll have it that she only finished here when she moved. So, she'll roll move again. And this time we'll hope to get a water. I don't think I got a water last time, so she couldn't move to the northern bit of Tanglewood. Right, she's got a wild, which means she can get across it this time. She's got a forest, and then she's got a plain or a hill. So we'll move her. Again, she can't move across that because it's all water. So I think the wild allows her to get over water, and then she can move 1 for the forest on there. So that puts her onto here. Right, so she could flip that token. She's got 2 left. She does have 2 actions left. But like I say, it's combat. Don't like it. Don't like it. We're not tough enough, I don't think. So she's going to move again. And she gets a plains, which is fine. And and I think she can move into Brightvale because she used one action to get here, and this is a second action, so we've still got 1 action to pick up that lore token. So she uses that to get here, and she uses the wild to get into Brightvale. Brilliant. So, story quest time. Right, we've got to roll 1 terrain die. If it's a plains, we take 2 damage and we roll again, and we keep taking 2 damage until we do not roll a plains die. Come on. Come on. Come on, Lyssa. Yes! A water and a mountains. No plains. That means she gets this law token. So she's equal on law tokens now with Master Thorn. They can both take 1 health off Margath. She's picked that up. And that is the end of that story, I think. Or is it? Take 1 law from this card. It doesn't say discard the card though. But there's no law on it anymore. I'll discard it, I think. I think that's fine now. If it isn't, if that card stays in play, just let me know and I'll put it back. I'm not planning on staying in Brightvale, and I'm not planning on revisiting it, but if it stays in play, let me know and I'll put it back. Okie dokie, right. So that is the end of her turn. I think she did her 3 actions. Yep, she did a movement from here because I don't think I rolled a water last turn. She got over here, that was 1 action. Then she moved again and got into Brightvale, 2 actions, and then for a 3rd action she managed to get in with the cult and she took a law token. So that is the end of her turn, and that is the end of turn 4. So let's move down the act track. And here we go, down onto a storyboard star. So let's see, what's the next story quest? Panic in the Free Cities. This doesn't sound good. In panic response to dragons and cultists, the Free Cities have sealed their gates and restricted their trade. Scarcity drives up prices while new tolls on highways delay travellers. In turn order, each hero may trade goods for 1 additional gold. Then also in turn order, each hero not in a city must either spend 1 gold or become delayed. No! No! What a pig. So nobody's got any goods, which is rubbish, so we don't get an additional gold. And none of us are in cities. We're all in towns or in the middle of nowhere. So we've got to spend 1 gold. Right, I think that's it, and then you just discard it. Again, I don't think that stays in play. So that's 1 gold for Master Thorn and 1 gold for Lyssa. So Lyssa's hasn't got a bean now, and Master Thorn's got 1 gold. Not very good. Okay, so that is the end of turn 4, and now we crack on with turn 5 and back to Master Thorn. And here's Master Thorn. What he's going to do first, his first action, he's going to move. So he only has to move to the next hex, so he doesn't have to roll a water or anything. He can just wander in it for free. So he's now where the quest token is for the Peaceful Lake. So he can use an action to explore Echo Lake, and that's what he's got to do, and we've got to see if we can get some water symbols. We need at least 1. Needs at least 1. Come on, Master Thorn. He gets 1. Now, does he exert? Is he going to exert to get more? No, he isn't. He'll keep that. So let's resolve what it is for one. For one water symbol. Read Ranger Signs. Draw one quest card. Woohoo! So keeps that as a trophy. So he's got a quest trophy now. And he gets to draw another. Swamp Tales, another quest. When the moon is red, strange lights shine beneath the swamp. One action to explore Blackwing Swamp. Woo! So water symbols again, and you can either ruin your favourite boots, discover an ancient chest and gain 3 gold. Nice. Visit the city below. Become delayed to learn a skill in your hand for free. Then discard this card. Pretty good. I think J-Play got one. I think J-Play got this one in one of his in his run through. Pretty cool. Right. So we've got to move the token to the Blackwing Swamps, and that's over next to Tamalir. So just here. This is the Blackwing Swamp. There's the token, so put that over there. So again, not too far for him to go. Good stuff. Right, what is next? So he's got one action left, has he? Yes, because he moved. He moved one. So he spent one action to get into the lake. One action to explore. So he's got one action left. What is he going to do? Well, we'll get rid of that. And he's going to move. So he's going to move exactly the same way. He's going to go back on this adventure gem. Then he will be able to have a look at that next turn. Right, so that is it for Master Thorn. Let's move down to Lyssa in Brightvale. And here's Lyssa. What she's going to do is she's going to get out of Brightvale, and she's going to go. She's just going to move one hex, so she don't have to roll. And so that's one action. And with her last 2 actions, she's going to flip this gem. And it's a quest gem. Again, so let's get the quest deck and see what we get. Strangely enough, it's a quest. Favour of Kurnos. The great god of the hunt bestows wisdom and courage upon those of true intent. Explore Hunter's Circle. Just come from there. So you can meditate for no bonus. You were just doing that as well. Follow your instincts. Draw a quest card or sacrifice to Kurnos. Switch one of your learned skills with a skill from your hand. Oh right, she has got a few skills, but she'd need, what's that, a water and, yeah, she'd need a water and a wild for that. Okay, so Favour of Kurnos, a red quest marker, and we'll put that in Hunter's Glade. Right, and we'll put that quest with Storm of Magic. Right, so that is it, and that is the end of turn 5. And we'll leave it there. We've done 3 turns, I think. Let me know if I've done that right on, I think it was, what was it called? I forget the name of it. Cult Town, and also Panic in the Free Cities. I think I did. I had to discard both of those, I think. I don't think they stayed in play. Right. So that's that. We've learned a couple of skills this turn, and we've got a couple of trophies and spent a couple of trophies, and we've got a few new quests. But really, we still haven't got any decent weapons, and you know, we've not got much money. It's a bit grim. Oh, we do have a lore token each, so that's pretty good. Right, let's have a look at the whole board and see where everybody is up to. Welcome back, everybody. Right, just to let everybody know where everybody is, right down in the southwestern corner, here we have Lyssa. Just there on top of what was that quest gem. Master Thorn, he's just here, just got out of Echo Lake, and he stood on top of this quest gem. One thing we will do is, ready for next turn, which will be turn 6, we'll move the counter down. Now, as you can see, it moves on to this one here, which has 3 quest gems in a circle. What that means is we flip all the quest gems back over. So all these get flipped over. That one hasn't been flipped, so that's fine, it's not a problem. But the only one we can't flip over is the one that Lyssa just dealt with. The reason we can't flip it over is because she is in exact the same space. And the reason for that is, otherwise you just get people standing on the gems all the time and waiting until they flipped. So, unfortunately, because she actually finished her turn and had just flipped the gem, we can't flip it back. But no big deal, she's got plenty of gems around her, so it's not like she's out on a limb or anything. Right, so that's ready for next turn. What else? Oh, 2 quests for Lyssa. She's still got the Storm of Magic here at, is it Manara's Teeth? And she's just got the other one at Hunter's Circle, which is where she came from right at the beginning of the game, which is the Favour of Kurnos. Master Thorn dealt with the Echo Lake quest and the Wormwood quest, but he did get another quest which is in Blackwing Swamp, which is here right next to Tamalia, so we might head across that way. We could do with getting some gold. We're just not picking any gold up anywhere, we're not getting it out of quests or adventure gems or anything. Probably combat is the best way to get gold. We might just have to start fighting. But to be honest, we're not very strong. We are not strong at all, so might have to bite the bullet and just hope that we get lucky, I suppose. Right, anything else? Yes, we got a couple of lore tokens, which is pretty good. So at least we can take 1 hit point off Margath if we come across him in the second act, but we'll need quite a few more of those. So that is the end of episode 2 of Runebound, 3rd edition, the Ascendance of Margath. I hope you join me next time for episode 3. But until then, thanks very much for watching, thanks very much for subscribing and for the comments, and any tips you've got, any mistakes are made, please point them out and I will try and rectify them for next turn. I think I caught everything. I did catch the fact that that's a river, even though it's really difficult to see. So I think I caught that right. I'll have a look in the editing. If not, I'll have to sort something out and see if I can correct it. But I think by moving Lyssa back to here and then starting from here, I think we were alright. Okay, so once again, thanks very much for watching. Until next time, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.